What's up? It's your girl Nisi, and you know when you see this board, it's time to learn something. Okay, and today I want to get into one of my personal faves, which is candlesticks and price action. So you come to a chart and you see these red and green things that's on the screen. Those are your candlesticks, and I'm going to show you how they work, how they move, things like that. So candlesticks. So they look like this. Have this rectangle with these things coming out of them. Now, your red candlesticks are your bearish, also known as your sellers. And in other words, going down. Your green candle, your bullish, also known as your buyers. And in other words, going up. Okay. So candlesticks is a nonstop fight at that. Nonstop, continuous fight between the bears and the bulls. Okay. And each candle tells you who's winning. All right. So if you look at the candles and you see this part right here, that's you see all the green or you see the full red, right? This is your body. These are your bodies of the candle. Okay, and these sticks here that's coming out of these candles are your wicks. Okay, see how we got that? Candles, candlesticks, wicks, whatever. But so these are your bodies. This also shows you who's winning, who has the strength right now. Okay, and the wicks tells you where it's been within a certain time frame. Okay, so if we're looking at the 15-minute time frame, what happened here is it went up, it went this high up, and it went this far down within that 15-minute time frame. Okay, so what do I mean by it went this high up and went this far down? Let's first explain how a bullish candle and a bearish candle move. Okay, so we're going to look at the bearish candle first. When you're looking at a going down candle, it opens right here. This is the open, right? In other words, this is where it started. Like when the time frame starts, this is where it started. It starts here. It starts here of this candle here. And this right here, down here, is where it closed. Because we're going down, this is the top of the candle here. And this is your highest point here. And this is your lowest point here. So when I said that it went this high and then went this low, that's what I mean. So it opened, once it opened, once it started, once this candle started, it went all the way up here, but got pushed down because, it's a bearish candle, pushed down this low. But the bulls came in a little bit and said, "No, you're not coming this far down." So it was like, okay, I'll go up a little bit. And by the time that 15 minutes was over, or whatever time frame we're on, by the time it's over, we stopped here. This is why this is your close. Okay. Now, with a bullish candle, your bullish candle So since we're going up, because it's a bullish candle, this is how the bulls move. Okay, so this right here is your open. In other words, your where it started. This at the top is where it closed. This is how high it went. This is how low it went. Okay, so what happened was we started here. We may have pushed down right away because we don't know unless you're sitting there watching it, then you'll be able to see it. But we, let's say we pushed down first, bears had just a little bit of strength, but then the buyers started to come in. And after we went this low, buyers started to come in. We pushed up, we went this high, but the bear said, no, we got a little bit of strength, so we're gonna go ahead and push you back down a little bit. And then after, once the time frame was over with, we end up closing right here. That's just how the candles move. Okay, so imagine you have something like this, okay? And before I show you, keep in mind that this is a continuous fight, okay, between the bears and the bulls, all right? Imagine we have something like this. Imagine we have something like this. Remember I said that the bodies basically shows you who's winning, who has the strength right now. If you see something like this, which is called a doji, where there's no body, like you can't see no red or green, you can't really tell who's winning. What would that mean? What would that tell you? That tell you that we both holding our own right now, so we just have to wait and see who comes out on top. But usually, just a little bonus thing in there. Usually, this indicates a reversal. At least the next candle, or the next couple candles. But this is something always back test. To see things for yourself. So if the candle before this was green, you get a doji candle. Next candle most likely be red. And vice versa. Red candle, next candle be green, or next couple candles. It just depend on maybe what the trend is doing, and a whole bunch of other things after that. Okay, so the part of price action I want to get into is support and resistance, because I feel they go hand in hand, candlesticks and support and resistance. Okay, so when it comes to support and resistance, this is how it works. Okay, support is your floor. Okay, I'm standing on the floor right now. This is my support. Nothing's going through it. Hopefully not. Okay, but anyways, not going through the floor. This is my support. Okay, now I have the ceiling. The ceiling, that is the resistance. The resistance, because if I threw something up there, if I throw this marker up there, it's going to come right back down. Okay, and that means nothing is going through it. Again, the ceiling is your resistance. Okay, that's going to be at the top. If something goes up, it hits it, it's coming right back down. Okay, I bounce a ball on my support on the floor, it's coming up. Okay, so that's how we can look at it. Now when it comes to the charts, it's the same thing. Okay, hits the support it hits the support, it's coming back up. Okay, it hits the resistance, it's coming down. All right, so let me show you how that looks here. Let's get some candles going. Okay, say this is what we're looking at right now. Okay, this right here would be your support. Okay, it's a support. Okay, this right here will be your support. Okay, what did I say the support was? Support, is your floor. All right, and nothing is going through your floor. So as you can see, it created a support here. And then you have your ceiling. Because if I throw something at the ceiling, it's not going to go through. Okay, it's just going to get pushed back down. Okay, so This is your resistance. And this is your support. Now, this is why the body of the candle is important, most important to me. Some people like just the wicks or things like that, but I'm more of a body type of trader. And I say that because you see we have these wicks. That means it tap, it tap these areas, but nothing is coming through. That just means that there's some strength here. And if it's a support and we want to go up, what else is going up? Your buyers. These are your buyers here, your bulls. So imagine you just have a line of bulls here. These are bulls right here. Like they all lined up and they like, hey, nobody coming through here. And that's just what it is. Okay, y'all can go ahead and go on up. But that's where we want you to go anyways. And vice versa. Over here, right here, your resistance, these are your bears. Okay. Bears going at it saying, hey, no, well, nobody coming up here. You know, y'all can go ahead and go down. Okay. That's what's going on. All right. But if we see something like this, say we see something like this right here. Hold on, I gotta move this over. I'll put it over here. We see something like this. Something to break through your support like this, because remember, our support is the floor. Okay, should nothing go through the floor. All right. And if I bounce the ball on the floor, it's coming back up. Okay. And if you have a body like this, a candle with a body to close below our support, that's showing you who really has the strength, because this support here is really just an army of bulls. Okay, they all posted up right here, making sure nobody gets through. Okay, pardon her. All right. So now imagine if a group of us, let's say like 10 of us, you know, locking arms like this side by side, and somebody run through us, what are we going to do? We're going to push back. So what happens is that's what the buyers does. The bears came push through their line that they was locked in with, came push through and tried to push them back into that support, because the buyer's goal is to go back up, is to go up, but which is called a retest. This is retesting, really testing the bears to see if they're really strong or not. And what happens is if the bears are strong, what you will see is this right here. This is what you will see. So now market structure comes into play. What I mean by market structure is we had consolidation. We have here a break of structure here. Then you have a retest. So boom, you got boom retest. Break, retest, and then now we're going down. So this would be your lower high, lower low here, lower high, and now we are creating a new lower low. So yeah. Now the best way to identify the support and resistance is whenever you see multiple wicks, 3 or more, multiple wicks in one area, that is your support and resistance. So if it looks like this, if you see this here, you see something like this, where some may call it equal lows or equal highs or whatever the case may be, but anywhere that you see multiple wicks like this, that is your support there. When you see it here where you don't see no body above another candle's body, then that is, you know, your support and your resistance. So in this case, as you can see, there's no bodies above this, just multiple wicks, just hitting this line here, that is your support. And the same thing, I mean, that is your resistance. I'm sorry. And then the same thing here with your support. Multiple wicks that is support, because nothing is getting through. Nothing is getting through here or here. So that's how you your floor and your ceiling. Okay. Now, me personally, anytime like I don't care what the wicks are doing. Like I'm not I'm a body type of person. Okay. And what I mean by that is because sometimes you may see wicks like this, you know, wicks may look like that, candle that ain't not touching nothing. Wicks can look like this, but if I don't get no body that's below or above these wicks, I'm not doing anything. Like it's not telling me nothing. You're consolidating. Yes, you pulled all the way down here, but you still got closed back here with the rest of the candles that closed there. So that's it. Now, what I want to do next is I want to show you some live examples, on the actual chart, so you're able to see what it is that I'm talking about. So let's get to it.
Okay, so let's get into the candles and how they move. Just to give you a visual on the open and close and what I mean by that. So let's look at this bearish candle that we have here first. So this bearish candle opened here. It opened here. It got pushed up all the way up here. That's the top of the wick. It pushed up all the way up here, then pushed down all the way down here to the bottom of this wick here. But it ended up closing here. So it opened here. This is where it opened. This is the top of a bearish candle here. Pushed up some. Bulls pushed it up a little bit here to the top of this wick. I couldn't see. To the top of this wick here, and then pushed down all the way down. It went all the way down here, but the bulls pushed it up some, and it ended up closing here. Now with this bullish candle here, it opened here, got pushed down. The bears pushed it down this low right here, but ended up going all the way up here to this high here, but closed here. So it opened here, got pushed down here by the bears. Bears pushed it down to this low, pushed it back up when it went this high up here. This is the high, but got pushed back down and ended up closing here. Same thing with this previous candle here. Where this opened, this bearish candle closed. This open here. This open here. And this closed here. Again, look. This closed up here because this is a bullish candle. And this open right next to it. And it's a bearish candle. We can look at it like this. Say you have this line here. You have this line here. If you have a candle and it closes above this line, it's a bullish candle. If it closes below this line, it's a bearish candle. So above, that means the bottom or the start of that candle will be below. will be here. Now, if it's below, which is a bearish candle, the start will be at the top because we're pushing down. So we pushing up, we start at the bottom. If we pushing down, we start at the top. So hopefully that makes sense. Another way that we can look at these candles, like the open and close, is think of a bearish candle as a slide. So to slide down, we have to go to the top of the slide. So we go to the top and then we slide down. Now, with a bullish candle, think of it as a trampoline. Okay, so we get on a trampoline, we get on, and then when we jump this high, and then you know how when you come back down, it dips down, then come back up to wherever you want to go to. So the bullish candle is your trampoline because we get on, we jump as high as we can, and we dip down when we come back down on a trampoline for as many times, whatever, that doesn't matter. And then your bearish candle is that we're on the slide. So we go to the top of the slide and we slide down. Hopefully that was good. A good analogy. Okay, so when it comes to support and resistance, I like to look for two things, and those things are multiple wicks and consolidation. Because if you mark up every support and resistance, you're going to have like a million lines on your chart. And I don't know about you, but I can't see nothing like that when I have a whole bunch of stuff on my chart. So something I would look for, say we're just now coming to the chart. Something I would look for or I would see is here. And I like to go for 3 or more. But if you can look in this area here, this would be a resistance. Why? Because, okay, once this wick came and then created, all of this here, nothing's going on. And then these 2 wicks came, it never broke it. So it's like, okay, well, there's something here that's going on. And then I will move towards the bottom. Again, a bottom of this would be here. Multiple wicks. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so on. You see 3 or more. So this whole area right here, there's no trend here. There's no trend here. So this here would be your resistance because nothing broke above it. And then this here would be your support because nothing, if we're just looking just here in this area here, nothing broke below it. But if we come over here, if you look at this red candle right here, this red candle right here broke below this support. It broke and closed below this support here. So that tells you, okay, well, this isn't as strong as it was. And then the next candle, what happens? The buyers come, we have to test it. We have to test to see if you're really strong or not. So it broke, and then we tested, and then we got another bearish candle indicating that we're going down. We're now on a downtrend because now we done broke this structure here. Because we have to remember that the market moves in 3 ways only. It's either consolidating, it's going up, or it's going down. That's it. So now that we broke this this structure here through this support, that just and then got the retest and the confirmation candle here, that's just telling us that we are now on a downtrend. So that's one. Guess I'll just, so this area here, hold on, now if we look at this, we're just looking at this area right here because this is consolidation. Again, I'm looking for multiple wicks and consolidation. You have this 1, 2, 3. Like this is cool. This is cool. And then we have this up under. Look, multiple wicks, multiple wicks, multiple wicks. This right here area is consolidating. This is consolidating. Now what happened here? We broke structure here. Same red candle. We have a retest here, but what we did not get was the confirmation candle of this of a bearish candle for this candle right here. We got a bullish candle. Now we just seen up here that up here we have the bearish candle break, the retest, and the bearish continuation, and we're going down. Here we have the bearish candle break, the retest, but we have a bullish candle back into the support. So what does that tell you? Like, who has the strength right now? That it would tell you that the buyers have the strength, because once we retested here and we didn't and the bears didn't push it back down, they don't have as much strength as we thought they did with this candle right here. But we go up, where we're pushing up. Now we're above our, this was a resistance, but now it's a support, because why? We're above it now. So now that we go up, and now we're kind of fighting here, because we're testing to see who has the strength. But what did this create? Multiple wicks. Look, multiple wicks here, and then you can just count this area here, but just in case you don't see it, what is that? Consolidation, because we're going up, we're going down, or we're going sideways. So this is small consolidation here. We have a strong break above this consolidation, retest, continuation, going up.